Welcome to another edition of the Seat Shop installation video series. In this episode, we're going to be walking you through how to replace the driver bottom and top on a 2009 through 2013 Ford F150. The one we're doing happens to be the King Ranch, but this install video will work for the Lariats and XLTs as well. Brian's going to walk you through some of the tools here we're going to use.
All right, this seat's not too difficult. You don't need too many things. You need a couple sockets. We're going to start off with a 15 mil deep socket. You need a couple torque spits. You'll need a T50, a T20. You need a 10 millimeter socket. You'll need a razor blade, a couple pry tools. If you don't have a bunch of pry tools, a couple flathead screwdrivers will work as well. We got some hog ring pliers and some scissors, regular impact driver or a regular socket, hand drive here. Now this is all the tools you'll need. We're gonna go pull the seat out of the truck, come back here, and we'll get started.
All right, we're out here at the truck, and the first step's going to be to get this seat belt off of the seat frame. So behind this plastic piece, this trim panel on the side, you can pop that off using a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver here at the bottom. You'll hear a couple snaps, and then lift up on that, get that off. And then there's one screw that's going to be housed at the back side of this trim panel that we'll have to get out, or we'll have to take out in order to get a wrench in there. There's very little room, and you can't get to that bolt. So you go around here to the back side. And right here behind the seat, if you lift this leather flap up, you'll be able to see a chrome 7 millimeter screw that's in there. It'll go through the seat frame and then attach to this plastic trim panel. We're gonna go ahead and pull that off. Again, it's a 7 millimeter. All right. There we go, get that. While we're back here also, we're going to get the back two bolts that hold the seat frame to the floorboard. Those are going to be underneath these two round caps here at the back of the seat. So take you a small flathead, pop those up. There's one over here as well. And then underneath is going to be two 15 millimeter bolts. So we're going to get the 15 on our impact. Pull these two bolts. All right. All right, we're gonna scoot the seat back. Now, so you can see how much more room we created by getting that screw out of the back side. So I'm gonna scoot the seat back a little here. And you can get in there, and it's gonna be a torque spit, which is like a star bit. Size is gonna be T50. So just pull that panel out. Just enough to get to that bolt. Once you get that bolt out, then the seat belt's just going to release. You can just put it up on the side rail here. Almost there. All right, there we go. And you'll see here there's a torque spit like a star bit. Go ahead and scoot the seat all the way back. And then there's going to be two 15 millimeter bolts that are exposed at the front. If you just peek your head around the seat here, you can see them. It doesn't have any plastic caps like the other one. Let me grab the impact. All right. All right, and the two power connections are going to be at the front of the seat. But before we disconnect the power, let's go ahead and scoot the seat to the middle position. So it's not all the way back, not all the way forward. And then raise the bottom seat, or raise the seat all the way up as high as it can go. There we go. You can lean the seat back. Then there's going to be the two power connections up front. There's one here and one here. And this has a big lever that releases the power connection, but there's also a safety catch on it. This one right here is up at the front. So what you do is grab with your finger and thumb and make sure you release that, the safety catch first. Go ahead and rock the lever all the way back. and pull that one out. And then there are also a safety catch here on the underside of this one, or for that lever. So make sure you push that before you rock that. Now, if you break those clips, sometimes when you're putting the seat back in the truck, the airbag light may stay on. So make sure you don't break that clip, and just know that there's a safety catch before that lever. Go ahead and pull off the second one here, and now we can get the seat out of the truck. All right, with the seat on the workbench, we're going to first start taking off this plastic panel. The rest of it, we already took off this one for the seat belt. This electrical controls, there's two snaps at the bottom here. There's one here and there's one here, about an inch from either side. And so you just take a small flathead and get on the underneath side. There's one. There's the other one.
Now the top of that panel has a couple of plastic pieces that go down. So once you undo the bottom two, the bottom will swivel out and then it'll lift up. It's not going to come up that far because you got the power connections hooked onto it. So now we're going to go and pull the power connections. Let's start with the rear one first.
Yeah, and they're all quick connect. Pop that one off. The front has got a little button here. There we go.
With that exposed, it's going to get down to a screw on the inside of that. That's going to be your Torx, your T20. There's a single screw. We're going to back that out.
There you go.
The rest of it's held on just with the same type of clip that other panel was on, so they just pop off. But they don't just come off really easy. You got to kind of pull at them. You may have to look on the inside of the frame, get your pry tool or screwdriver to pull it.
Let me see that pry tool.
Yeah. You want to lean it back, or can you get to it?
Yeah, tip it back here. There, right there.
There we go. Okay, so you got that one main one right here in the middle. Now that that's off, we're going to roll this on its back. There we go. Start taking the clips off to hold that seat on.
Yep. And there's going to be 4 clips that hold it on. There's one here on the far right side attached to this little rail. There's going to be one at the front, one on the left side behind the carpet flap, and then one at the back. So just pop off those clips. You can do them all by hand or use the flathead.
The clips for the front and on the side, they're kind of weird design. It actually rolls over the frame and then pushes on. It doesn't just latch over and clip. It does a complete 180 and flips down. There's a lot of edges underneath this frame that are sharp, so be careful when you're pulling this off. This will just roll over there. So when you're putting it back on, this comes here and rolls completely around the frame. It's looks kind of backwards when you're first doing it.
All right. Turn it on its side. I'll get the one in the back.
There we go. Okay, perfect. With all the clips undone, you don't want to just rip the cover off. The cover is going to be anchored onto the foam, so you don't want to just pull it off because you risk ripping the anchors off, whether it be Velcro or hog rings. So just kind of pull the flaps over the top, just starting to turn inside out, and then get the seat back upright and kind of assess where it's anchored at so you don't rip those anchors off.
Yeah, and there's also some Velcro back here holding on the side flaps that come around. Undo that Velcro. That way you can pull this flap back through in between the bottom and the top.
All right.
Back up.
Yep.
Go right there.
There we go. Right there. Let's flip this around. Now this one happens to have Velcro that run down vertically from the front to the back. So the Velcro is going to be the prickly part of the Velcro is going to be attached to the foam cushion, and the underneath side of your cover is going to have the fuzzy side. When you don't want to just rip it off because it'll pull this part right off the foam, the Velcro on the foam off. So put your thumb down on the part that's on the foam, and then just inch at a time pull it up. If it does pull up, it's not the end of the world. We'll get back towards the end of the video and show you how to re-glue that on there so it'll hold real good. But just work it off slow. You don't want to just rip it right off because it's going to take you a little more time in the end to get it all fixed. All right, let me start feeding that back through.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
And you'll see on the underneath side here, the cover actually has a black strap that runs over the foam. This helps when you're putting it back together, when you're sliding the foam in between the bottom and the top there. It'll hold the foam up, so this is very important. Make sure you put this back on when you're reinstalling the cover.
Without that, this thing just kind of rolls up and it's hard to get it to pull all the way through. It won't seat all the way back.
All right, you want to grab those snips?
Yeah. So in conjunction with the Velcro, it also has some hog rings that run horizontally. Let me get the snips out real quick.
Yeah.
All right, so now I can get down in here and snip these. Sometimes when you cut them, they don't completely release. Part of it's still hanging onto the bar. And so if this doesn't just pull right up, don't just yank on it because you'll rip the part out of the foam cushion that really anchors. So you might have to kind of roll the clip some more in there and cut it a couple more times to get it to completely release off of there. There we go. Okay, perfect. Your new cover will come with some new hog rings in it, so don't think you get to reuse these suckers. There's a whole bag of fresh ones in it with your new cover.
Yeah, and also while you're here, go ahead and get the remaining parts of the hog rings you'll see here that are still attached to the bar and the foam. I know we've cut them, but there's still some shards remaining, so just go ahead and take a pair of needle nose or your snips and get those out now.
Whatever working table you got or whatever surface area you got, make sure you've got all the little pieces off. So you don't want to risk, once you put the new cover on there, laying the cover flat on the table and cutting the cover. I've done it 100 times, and you don't want to do it because you're going to finish the install and then you realize that you just sliced your brand new leather. So
yeah,
make sure you wipe the surface off real good. Don't have any extra hog ring pieces left there to cut your new cover.
All right, let's get to the top. First, we're going to pull the headrest off. And so you can go ahead and lift up. It'll go all the way and then it'll stop. On the plastic caps on top of the seat, there's going to be 2 buttons, one on each side. Go ahead and push that. While you're pushing those, you can pull that out.
Now you see these 2 zippers that go up each side. And the excess is just going to be tucked up underneath. So just pull that down. You can get to the zipper. Run these all the way up.
And the clip.
There's another one of those plastic J-clips underneath here. You get your flathead and pop these off.
There you go.
All right.
All right, with that up, now these seats have airbags built into them, the side curtain airbags. Inside, if you look in here, there's going to be 2 10mm nuts, and that's what we're going to have to take off because there's a sleeve that's sewn onto the cover, and that actually makes the airbag directional out. It shoots the airbag out. So go ahead and get that.
Here's the 10. Grab the impact over there.
Yeah.
It's got,
I can't get the impact in there. We'll need a regular socket.
you need the step down that's on the...
Yeah.
Once we undo the nuts on the back of the airbag here, we're going to turn the seat around. We're going to start taking the cover off. We're going to start undoing the Velcro that's going to go up vertically up the seams. So once we work that halfway up, then we can get to the airbag where we're going to pull the airbag, the actual airbag out of the sleeve, the sleeve that's sewn into the cover. We're going to pull the actual airbag out of that sleeve, then we can pull the rest of the cover off. Let's see if we can push that and get some separation.
There's one.
Oh, that's the bottom. Here, go to the top.
Recording.
Up.
All right.
Okay. Turn this around. Now the Velcro is going to run up here and up here, and then you're going to have it hog ring across here. So start pulling the cover through here, just like before. You just want to kind of inch it away. You don't want to just rip it up. Okay, now.
All right, pull these side things, and then there's going to be a hoggering strip that runs across right here.
Where's the snips at?
Yeah,
We're at the airbag here. So
yeah.
Pull up. That's free.
All right.
See if we can get that corner off there, and then we'll work around. We can run it back here. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, here you'll get a good shot. This airbag material right here is sewn in a loop attached to the cover. We've already undid the bolts in here, so we're just going to pull the post through, and then the airbag mechanism runs through this loop. So if I can get this out of here, you'll see right there. So it's going to come out the top because it's got the electrical wire. Just feed that through. There we go.
Okay.
And go ahead and reset the airbag and just get the nuts on there. Just give them a couple turns just to hold it in place while you're doing everything else. When you come back and put the cover on, then you can retake them off and feed this airbag back through the loop.
You need a hand holding that? Okay, top one's in. Okay, there we go. All right, now I'll flip this sucker down.
There we go. Now this step right here really helps if you have two people or another hand doing it. The headrest posts, the plastic caps that are around the bottom of the headrest posts, those have a small clip that when it goes through the metal frame, it latches in. And so if you lift up the foam real high, it's going to be all the way down back at the very top. There's going to be a little lever or a little clip on the left side, so toward the driver door.
Both are going to be towards the door. So this one's going to be towards the door, and this one's going to be on the inside towards the door. So both of them on the left side.
And so what you need to do is take a flathead screwdriver, and while somebody's pulling it from the outside, I'm going to push that clip in.
So I'm grabbing that clip underneath here and pulling towards me. While he's putting pressure on that catch there it goes. Okay, now you can see this catch right there. That's what we had to push in with the flathead. Once that's pushed in, then the whole thing will pull out. So we'll do that again on the other side. Here we go. Got it.
All right.
All right, so now that's off. Set the cover aside.
Yep.
Let's go and lift this back up top. All right, perfect. Now we're going to grab the cover. We're going to take the new cover, start doing the reinstall on it. We'll get started here shortly. Quick tip on foam. Whenever you're recovering your seats, when you have all the leather off, you want to go ahead and steam the foam out. When you steam it out, it's going to really puff the old foam back out. It's going to breathe a little life back into it. If it's too far gone, you're going to need to replace the foam, but most of the time steaming is going to get it out. Kind of show you here what it's going to do. This is a commercial steamer. You don't have to have this. You can use a little garment steamer that you can get at Walmart. Nothing real fancy, but it'll get the job done. You ride to the foam, you can see it start to puff out and it'll really fill back out. Just kind of work it slow all the way up, let the steam really get through there. You'll see it really pillow up. You want to let it dry real good before you put your new covers back on it. So if you got an air compressor with an air nozzle, you want to just spray that on there, let it dry out real good, or let it sit out for a little while. You don't want to let it sit in the sun. The sun's bad for the foam. It's going to start breaking it down. So just leave it, in the garage or something. Let it dry out real good before you put your new covers on it. There we go. You want to do that all over the cover, all over the foam, everywhere. Just take your steamer, go over it. It's going to make a big difference.
All right, for this step, it's going to be easier to have the seat on the ground so you can work from the top down. And you got the new cover here. It's easier to start with it inside out. Just get it on the top here, and that way you can get it aligned from side to side. So you'll see the seam line. You'll be able to see the old seam line where it pushed into the foam. So you kind of get it aligned there from front to back and side to side. Let me see here.
Now we're not going to roll it all the way down at first. We're going to get down to the first section where the hog ring's on. So we're going to get that secured first and do a section at a time.
And inside the cover here is what I'm doing is I have my hands real wide on either seam line. That way, then I can start to roll it inside out, back down. That way it hits, or all the seams hit where they need to be. There we go. All right, now we're down to the hog ring part. Let's get some hog rings. You'll get the hog ring bar here, and then you'll see the corresponding bar in the foam. So just get the hog rings. Make sure when you hog ring it, you're going to want to hog ring it, or make sure the hog ring grabs both bars. That way it creates the definition on the seam line.
Now, new hog rings will come with the cover. If you want a set of hog ring pliers, we got them available. The set right here, they're $6. I always tell people it's $6 for the sanity having these things versus trying to do it with a needle nose. It really sucks doing it with needle nose. So if your truck's got the hog rings, you might want to get a set of hog ring pliers with it to make it a whole lot easier.
Get this last one. All right, there's 3.
All right, that's good. Let's go and fill that back up.
And then you'll start to roll it down the side bolsters, keeping it in line. Make sure that the Velcro here is going to line up with the Velcro on the actual foam. But we're not going to attach the Velcro just yet because we still have to hit this airbag. Put that back around the... All right.
Good?
Yeah, that's good. All right.
Now earlier we just hand tightened the nuts on the airbag, so we're just going to pull those off so the airbag's free so we can feed it through the guide bag that's sewn under the side of the cover. All right, check out. It pulls out.
There you go. All right, when you feed it back through also, you'll see that there's 2 holes that are cut in this material here. That's for the threaded posts to go back through so you don't poke through it. Just get those. There's 1, there's 2. Get those pushed through. There we go. Feed it back through the slit in the side of the foam.
Come up here. Back, there we go. Okay, perfect. Here, and let me start tightening these. All right, bottoms. Push the top in a little bit, would you? Threads aren't coming all the way through. There we go. Okay, now get the socket wrench.
Yeah, I got it over here.
Okay. Yep. All right, we're off. You got an air ratchet, it's gonna make this a whole lot easier than trying to do it by hand. But if not, this will still work. All right. You good?
Yep. Everything's clear there.
Okay.
Then let's get this back on the floor. That way we can set the
Yeah.
Velcro.
Once you get it from the top.
All right. Yeah. just roll the cover back down on, just following that seam that meets up with that foam or the indentation in the foam. There we go.
You really got to push down hard in this crease of the seam to get that Velcro to set real good. I want to reach up from the bottom and make sure my Velcro is hooked. Yeah, hooked all right. Yeah, we're good. It's set. Okay. Then once you get it to this point, you got the Velcro on, you might want to take a step back and look at it, make sure everything's even. It's not cockeyed one way or the other, because you want to go ahead and make any adjustments if it's crooked before you start wrapping the bottom around and hitting all the clips. So go ahead and take a look at it, make sure it's square and you're good with it before you start doing the last process of hooking all the clips in the back of this here.
And now this cover, actually the customer wanted the King Ranch logo back in it. So we use this top panel here with the King Ranch. Obviously we're not licensed to brand the King Ranch logo. And so this already has the holes cut in the top.
So if you're replacing the top, still want your logo in there, you can send us your original top. We can unstitch this piece and sew it into your new cover. Or if you just if yours is too far gone, not going to be good, we can just sew it solid where it doesn't have the King Ranch logo in there. Either way, but if you want to have it, this piece back in there and this top piece of leather still good, just take your cover off, send it to us. We'll stitch it into the new cover and send it back there to you.
All right, let's get this back up on the bench. All right, with the front Velcro set,
Clip.
there you go. Yeah.
So J clip up the top here, the hook on this bar. Your way up. Here we go. Got it.
All right, and then reach under here and feed that carpet material with the J clip back through. Make sure it clears all the steel under there.
There you go.
Yeah. That'll work.
Okay. All right, ready for this?
Yeah.
Now with the zippers, you don't want to force them. You don't want to grab them with pliers and yank on them. That's not good. You want to pull the covers where they're sitting real tight together so it eases down. You don't want to break the zipper. It's a lot easier to just yank on that and snap the zipper. So make sure you really pull the leather in tight.
Yeah,
it's good.
Pull it in from the side and pinch it together there. That it'll make the zipper flow a lot easier. All right, we'll get down to about a little bit farther there. Okay, now we'll get this J clip.
Okay.
Onto the seat.
You go off the edge of the table?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay. Now. Here we go. So you may want to take a screwdriver or pry tool, something to put in this groove of this bottom J clip, and then you can push in towards the frame while rolling this top clip over. You get seat in that groove there. Here we go. I'll snap it on there.
Yeah, there it clicks.
You'll hear it click when it goes in, so you'll know it's in.
Back up.
Finish zipping them. All right, unzip. Tuck the excess back up in.
There we go.
Perfect.
Spin it around.
Perfect. That on. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and start the bottom assembly. Okay, I'm going to take a second to address the foam cushion before you put the new cover on. The foam really gets hammered, especially on the left-hand side where you slide in and out of the truck. This happens to be a relatively new foam cushion. Our customer got one not too long ago, so this is in really good shape. But chances are this left panel, kind of from here to here, is going to be shot pretty bad. You can tell that it doesn't have any density left to it. When you squeeze it, it's just going to pancake down. A lot of it's going to be missing chunks. You can really compare how good or bad this side, the left side where you slide in and out, is by feeling the side closest to your console. So feel the foam here, feel the density here, feel how firm it is, and then compare it to your driver's side where you slide out. So if steaming doesn't get it all done, you need to really consider getting a new foam cushion. We've got most of the foam cushions available. When you're ordering the bottom or the top cover, just let us know. We can get a foam cushion to go with it. the foam cushion's a huge part on how the cover is going to wear. If it doesn't have the support of a good foam underneath it, that left panel is going to wear out twice as fast as it did as if it had good foam underneath it. Now that we've addressed the foam, we're going to go ahead and put the new cover on. So this one's got the hog ring bar that runs across here, then the rest of it's Velcro. We're going to go ahead and anchor the hog rings on first. So you're going to fold the cover over so you can line the hog ring up. You make sure your left and right's good. You can kind of see where the Velcro's going here, and you want to line that up there. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to get the hog rings here and on. Okay. All right, now that's set. Nope, that didn't set. Okay, now we're good. Fold this back down. We're going to go ahead and set our Velcro. Okay. Now we're not going to flop all the corners around just yet. We're going to go ahead and get this set onto the frame. Like we were talking about earlier, we got this little band that needs to hook around this foam. It's going to make it a whole lot easier when we're tucking it back into the seat frame. That'll kind of help hold everything together. We got that. Now we're going to go and slide this onto the frame.
All right. And since the back piece here where the carpet is that tucks through underneath the top, this is a plastic piece that really helps keep the carpet tight in the back when you clip the back clip. But it's hard to feed through there, and so what I always do is I'll start feeding the carpet through the back, through the opening there, so I'll get there, clip. And this definitely helps to have another person involved, because the foam you'll have to push up and feed through that.
All right, let me get the plastic. Okay, let me feed this. Okay, plastic's through.
Okay. Then with my hand, I'll be pushing up on that foam so it wraps over that rail.
Let's see if I can pull it at the same time. Okay, we're coming through.
Just working my hand back and forth so that groove in the foam gets over that round rail.
Okay, we're looking pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's over, Hunter.
All right, yeah.
Looks good.
And you can always double check because the foam here will line up in the front with the metal seat pan. All right, that's good. Go ahead and pull that, get the leather tight back there.
Yep, let me get it in on this edge.
All right.
Okay, now it's ready to clip on the bottom now.
Okay. All right. And what I'll do next is start wrapping the leather around the seat, or around the foam cushion. I'll start at one corner usually, like here. Get your hand in there and then just roll it inside out. Pull it down, make sure all this is nice and tight. There you go. Get the carpet around the seat belt here.
Okay, now you get your front clip. You want to do the front clip?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Start with the front clip, remembering it does the extra roll. There you go. You'll hear it snap and lock.
You'll
on the
really
frame.
feel it clip and snap into place there. Okay. That piece is on.
All the way through. All right.
Did you get your clip on that side, Doug?
Yep.
Okay, sweet.
Flip it and get the back clip. And then these side carpet pieces will just Velcro underneath. Tuck in back there.
Take the whole tag out there.
Yeah. All right. All right, the next is we're gonna make the cuts here in the side for the control panel to go back on. It helps if you have the old cover, the one you just took off here a little bit ago. You line up the side on the seam, so we'll look here, because this will kind of be your guide. So you don't cut the holes too big. I'll wrap this around. There, that clip will line up right there.
A pair of scissors there.
And you don't have to cut the holes quite as big as the factory did. This one is necessary because the screw has to get in there and the plastic piece butts up against the metal inside. This one's not so much because the leather can flex inside, so I may just put a slit here. But I'll take a marker or like a grease pen. If you don't have a grease pen, you can use a Sharpie, chalk, something like that.
You want to be something that you can erase in case you want to come back over it. So
yeah,
you don't want to go with something with the ink, but if you have some chalk or something like that, that'll work.
Yeah, and I'll just make a dot right here in the center, and I'll kind of draw a line right here down the middle so we don't cut it too big. You can always cut more off, so start small.
Before you pull your old cover back over top of the new one, make sure you've got any hog rings or anything sharp on the inside of this. So you don't want a little piece of metal be stuck in there, and you just pull this down on tight and just cut your new leather. So check that out before you pull the new cover on over the old cover over your new cover to get that marking there.
Yep. So I got these. Is what I'll do is I'll take take the end of the scissors and put it right on that hole and poke it all the way through. Make you about a nickel or quarter size cut here. All right. And remember, you can always refer back to the panel, so you can hold it up and see exactly how much bigger you need to go. Just keep it small. The next thing I'm going to cut that I didn't mark, but it's an easy one to make because you can lift the cover up and see it here, the slit, is this the quick connect there on the side. So let's see, I'm going to get here, look behind it. You can see that rectangular oval there. I'll put it behind there and there we go. That should do it. And this will help you get aligned front to back too. There. There you go. That's it. So I need to come up a little bit higher on the cut, quite a bit obviously. This line's still in the center, so we're good. And also you can peek behind the leather too, and you'll see that screw hole where this screw needs to go. So I'm going to cut it up at about there. The height's good there. There we go. Should be enough. Cut along that line. And nothing has to feed through this area. You just want a little bit of slack in there so that the electrical control panel can push back in there. You don't need the whole thing cut out. This may be good. Yeah. Go ahead and snap them all back on. That screw, and Where's the step down? Oh, I got it right here. And don't tighten it too much because you can end up breaking that plastic piece. So we're good there. Everything's snapped on. Get the electrical control panel, and actually we got to feed our wires back through the side. Now I'm going to cut a little more at the front. Yeah. Push that through. Remember the top clip first, so you'll have it kind of higher. The top will grab, and then the bottom will snap in. Here on the bottom. There we go. Now that the plastic panel is on, you have one last cut here at the top. Now this guy decided to do the King Ranch logo from the original top that we sewed into the cover, so there's already the holes here for the headrest. If you get the cover and you didn't send in your King Ranch logo, you're going to have to make these two cuts. With solid leather over the top, you'll be able to push in with your thumbs and feel where that cutout is in the foam for the head, those plastic posts that push down in the frame. You'll be able to feel where they are. Again, take the pair of scissors, poke through right in the middle where you think the middle is. Start small, stay small, make sure you don't cut it too big. Once you get it the right size and you know that these posts can fit in, go ahead and line them up. Remember that this, the little clip that we had to push through to get it out of the frame, that has to go back, and remember that clip faces the door. There we go. Get the headrest. There we go. Now we'll take this back outside, get it bolted back in the truck, connect the seat belt, and we'll be ready to roll.
Thanks for checking out the video today for the 2009 through 2013 F150 King Ranch, Lariat, XLT, whatever your truck happens to be. Anything that's a Ford or Chevy truck or SUV, we carry all the factory match covers for it. So this video we did a top and a bottom. You can just replace the bottom if that's all that's worn out. Our whole company is set up to do a piece at a time, whatever's worn out, whether it be a driver bottom or a driver armrest. Check out our website. It'll show all the vehicles we carry. If you got any other questions, feel free to give us a call.
214-710-2565, or visit us online at www.theseatshop.com.